press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome to social science class. In the last sessions we have discussed two chapters. The first chapter, second chapter from trade to territory. How did the British extend their empire all over the India? In the last period we have discussed how did the British extend their empire all over the India. And next, what were the manipulative ideas which were used by British in order to extend their empire all over the India. There were a number of battles which were done between the local rulers and the British. From trade to territory have been discussed in the last sessions. There were so many wars, so many battles, and next there are manipulative ideas. British extended their empire all over the India. That is second chapter. We have completed the second chapter. Next in this session we are going to discuss ruling the countryside all over the India. What is the meaning of countryside? Countryside, which means villages. Villages. How did the British rule over the countryside? Rule over the villages. In this session we are going to discuss ruling the countryside by the British. Ruling the countryside by the British. The company becomes the Diwan. How did the British get the Diwani rights over the Bengal? How did the British get Diwani rights over the Bengal? On 12th August, the company becomes the Diwan. On 12th August 1765. On 12th August 1765. The Mughal Emperor. Who was the Mughal Emperor during 1765? After the Battle of Buxar. Okay. In the year of 1764, there was a Battle of Buxar which took place between Indian local ruler Nawab of Oudh. Local ruler, the Mughal Empire was the king of during this period, Battle of Buxar, Shah Alam II. As we discussed in the last class, Battle of Buxar took place between one side Shah Alam II, the Emperor of Mughal, and next the Shujauddin, Oudh of Nawab of Oudh, and Mir Qasim. He was the Nawab of Bengal. Other side British. A Battle of Buxar took place in the year of 1765. Finally, in this battle, the British won and this confrontation means this organized group, they were defeated by the British. After the Battle of Buxar, as a result, according to Battle of Buxar, the agreement between the Mughal Emperor and the British. As per agreement, as a result of this agreement, the Mughal Emperor, who was the Mughal Emperor during this period? Shah Alam II. He was the Mughal Emperor during this period, appointed the East India Company as the Diwani of Bengal. As the Diwan of Bengal, appointed Mughal Emperor. Who was the Mughal Emperor? Shah Alam II. He gave Diwani rights over the Bengal. What is the meaning of Diwani rights? Diwani rights, which means a free collection of tax over the Bengal, which was taken by Nawab, which was given to British. Okay, na? Who gave Diwani rights to the British? The Mughal Emperor Shah Alam, the East India Company. To whom to give? The East India Company as a Diwan of Bengal. ದಿವಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ರು? ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ. The actual event most probably took place in Robert Clive's tent with a few Englishmen and Indians as witness. Okay, the actual event. Look at this picture. Figure number first. In the third chapter, figure number first. The actual event most probably took place. This is the Robert Clive tent. This is the Robert Clive tent. This event took place in Robert Clive tent with a few Englishmen. One side Englishmen, here this is the Englishman, and another side Indians were there as a witness which means ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ event ಗೆ. Which event? The Diwani rights were being given to East India Company by the local ruler Shalom II. The actual event, ಇದು ಒಂದು event ಏನ್ ನಡೆದಿದೆ? The most probably took place in Robert Clive's tent. A few Englishmen and next Indians as witness of this event. Which event? The Diwani rights were being given to English by the local ruler. The Mughal emperor was the Mughal emperor Shalom II. Next, let us move. But in the painting above, the event is shown as a majestic occasion. This is one of the majestic occasion. Majestic, which means ಗಂಭೀರವಾದ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭ. Taking place in a grand setting. Okay. Why was taking place in a grand setting? Because the painter was commissioned by Clive. He was influenced by Clive to record the memorable events in a Clive life. The painter was commissioned by. He was influenced by Clive, right, to record the memorable event in Clive's life. What is the memorable event? Which means a memorable event. The East India Company had gained the Diwani rights over the Bengal. This is one of the memorable event. The painter was commissioned by Clive to record the memorable event in Clive's life. Robert Clive's life alli idu ondu. This is one of the memorable event. Which was the memorable event? The Diwani right was given to the British Empire, East India Company by the Mughal Emperor. This is one of the memorable event. You have to paint. Robert Clive ordered against the painter. You have to paint this memorable event. That's why painter he had painted this event. This is one of the majestic occasion taking place in a grand setting. Okay, I hope you have understood. Next, the grant of Diwani early was one such a event in the British imagination. This event, grant of Diwani early was one such a event the British imagination. According to them, this is one of the event. Diwani right is not a easy thing. It is one of the grand. It was one of the imagination of the British. Okay. Next, okay, here, when was Diwani rights being given to East India Company by the Mughal Emperor Shalom II? On 12th August 1765. One marks question. And next, as Diwan, the company became the chief financial administrator of territory under its control. Whatever the territory which were gained by British, as Diwani rights over the Bengal, the company became the chief financial administrator of the territory under its control. Whatever the territory, it was controlled by British. They had become the financial administrator. They had become financial administration of territory under its control. Okay, na? Who were financial administrator under its control? The East India Company. No. Next, they had gained Diwani rights over the Bengal, and next, they had become they became chief financial administrator. No, it had to think of administering the land and organizing its revenue resources. No, ಏನ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು? It had to think. Which had to think? East India Company had to think of administrating the new land. Which was the new land? Bengal was the new land. Organizing its revenue resources. They wanted to, East India Company wanted to make money through revenue resources. East India Company wanted fulfill their treasury of East India Company. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರೆಜರಿಯನ್ನ ಫುಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್. ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ here also in India or as well as Karnataka state also. How does the state of Karnataka organize their revenue? Different taxes. For examples, transport, DL tax, and next house tax, water tax, current tax. These all the tax are given by citizens of India or Karnataka. Like similarly, the East India Company organize its revenue, improve its revenue resources. Hangadre ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತು? The land and organizing its revenue resources. Revenue resources ಅನ್ನ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು? This had to be done in way that could yield enough revenue to meet the growing expenses of the company. This had to be done in the way that could yield enough revenue. ಕೆನ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಳುವರಿ ತರಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಲ್ಡ್ ಫುಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎನಫ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ದಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಹಿಲ್ಡ್ ಎನಫ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಎನಫ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಕಾಗುವಷ್ಟು ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವೇ ದಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಹಿಲ್ಡ್ ಎನಫ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಈ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ? ದ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಗಾನ್ ಟು ಮೀಟ್ ದ growing expense of the company. Expenses. Okay, now they wanted to expense more to their army. Our army ge expense ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. The revenue to move the growing expense of the army. They wanted to expense their army or their soldiers, their officers all over the India. It was enough. This revenue was enough to meet the growing expense of the company. A trading company had also to ensure that it could buy the products it needed and sell what it wanted. A trading company, which was a trading company, East India Company, had also to ensure that it could buy the products it needed. Whatever the products were needed to them, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದ್ರು? ಬೈ. They wanted to buy what products they needed. Trading company had also to ensure that it could buy the products it needed and sell what it wanted. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಬೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. They were buying whatever they want and they sell what it wanted. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ದಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ವಾಪಸ್ ಮಾರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಓಕೆನಾ? By this way they were earning the money through selling what it wanted. And next, over the years the company also learned. After the years the East India Company also learned some of the lesson which was learned by East India Company, that it had to move with some caution. East India Company, over the years the company also learned that it had to move with some caution. What are the some cautions? Which means ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಜಾಗರೂಕತೆಯಿಂದ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ಯಾವುದು? East India Company. Being an allied power, which means being an East India Company an allied power, the foreign company that was not a native company. The East India Company being an allied power, which means foreign power, it needed to pacify those who in the past had ruled the countryside. It had needed to pacify ಸಮಾಧಾನಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. Those who in past had ruled had ruled all over the India. For example, before the British coming to India, India was ruled by many kings: Hyderabad, Pune, Baroda, Jodhpur, Lahore, Panipat, Delhi. There are number of kings who ruled over the India. The East India Company ಫಸಿಫೈ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರನ್ನ ಸಮಾಧಾನಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. those who in the past had ruled the countryside which was ruled by many followers, chieftains and local rulers. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳನ್ನ, and next ವಾಲೆಕಾರ್ಸ್, next ತಳವಾರ್ಸ್, next so many small kings, they were ruling over the countryside and enjoyed authority, ಅವರ ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಟೀಜ್, ಗೌರವ ಇತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಅಲಯನ್ ಪವರ್, which was an allied power, East India Company was an allied power. It needed to pacify those in the past who had ruled the countryside and enjoyed authority and prestige. Those who had held local power had to be controlled. After British realized that we have to control the local powers, we have to control the local rulers, had to be controlled. ಅವರು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಕುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ಲಿ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟೆಡ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ, ಎಂಟೈರ್ಲಿ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟೆಡ್. some of the Indians were eliminated by British. Next, how was this be done? How was this to be done? ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಹೀಗಿದೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಇದು ಹೇಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು? How local rulers were eliminated by the British. Okay na? The British had to eliminate local powers. It was had to be controlled, but they could not be entirely eliminated. ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. Okay na? Next, how was this to be done? In this chapter we will see how the company came to colonize the countryside. How the company come and colonize, which means a country which was controlled by foreign country. Okay, now that was called as we discussed in the last class. And how the company came to colonize the countryside, organize revenue resource. How did the company organize their revenue resources? And how did the company redefine the rights of people? And next, how did the British produce the crop what it wanted? How did the British produce the crops what it wanted? Okay na? How was this to be done? Okay, next, first one is, how did the British colonize the countryside? How did the British organize revenue resources? How did the British redefine rights of people? And next, how did the British produce their crops what they wanted? ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? In this chapter we will deal all these issues. First one is organize revenue resources. Let us discuss about look at the board clearly. How did the British organize their revenue resources? What did they implement? What are the programs implemented by British in order to organize their revenue resources? First point, how did the British organize their revenue resources? Second chapter, how did the British redefine the rights of people? Redefine ಆಗಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? And next, how did the British produce the crops what they wanted? Okay, first one is, how did the British organize revenue resources? A revenue for the company. First, the company had become Diwan, as we discussed in the last period. How did they gain Diwali rights over the Bengal? By defeating of Battle of Buxar, and they had gained Diwani rights over the Bengal, but it still saw itself primary as a trader only. ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇದು ಯಾವುದು ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ Company had become Diwani rights over the Bengal. Who had gained Diwani rights over the Bengal? The East India Company. Who had given the Diwani rights over the Bengal to the East India Company? The Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. But it still saw itself primarily as a trader. East India Company as a trader. It wanted a large revenue income. East India Company wanted large revenue income over the India, but was unwilling to set up any regular system of assessment and collection. Unwilling ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟವಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಏನನ್ನ ಸೆಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಎನಿ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇದನ್ನ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ನಮಗೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನ್ ನಾವು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಓಕೆನಾ, ಅದನ್ನ ಏನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ವಾಟ್ we have to set up, what we have to install the regular system of assessment and collection. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. It wanted a large revenue income but was unwilling to set up any regular system of assessment. ಅದನ್ನ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು all teachers we conduct assessment test. Why? Because in order to evaluate of you, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇ ಅನ್ವಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸೆಟ್ ಅಪ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಈ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಆಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬೈ ಫೈನ್ ಕಾಟನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ ಕ್ಲಾತ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಚೀಪ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ದೇ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದೇ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ? ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ದೇ increase their revenue? The effort was to increase the revenue as much as it could buy. ಯಾದಿಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಯಿತು? It could buy fine cotton and silk cloth as cheaply as possible. In India, the British through ships they bought very cheaply, cotton very cheaply and silk very cheaply, cloth as cheaply as possible. Within 5 years, after 5 years, 1764 to 1769, within 5 years, the value of goods bought by the company, what are the goods? What were the goods bought by the company? The cheap value of cotton and silks were bought by the company in Bengal doubled. 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? How did they increase? One more question. How did they increase their revenue? Buying fine cotton and silk cloth as cheap as possible. Within 5 years, value of goods bought by the company in Bengal doubled. Double ಆಯ್ತು. ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಡಬಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು. Before 1865, before the Battle of Buxar, before the gaining of Diwani rights over the Bengal, before 1865, before 1865, the company had purchased goods in India by importing gold and silver from Britain. How did they purchase? How had the company purchased the goods in India? By importing gold and silver from Britain. Britain ಇಂದ ಏನನ್ನ ತರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಅನ್ನ. They did not have much commodities. They did not have much raw materials. Due to the industrialization of England, they wanted raw materials from India. They did not want gold and silver. They had much gold and silver. By importing gold and silver from Britain to India, and they had purchased the goods in India, whatever, if there is it would be spices items, it could be 5 spices items, and next cotton, silk, whatever they wanted to buy more goods from India. How did they buy? How had the East India Company purchased goods in India? One more question. Listen carefully. How had the company purchased goods in India? Answer is by importing gold ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಬ್ರಿಟನ್ ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ನೋ, ದ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ದ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಂಗಾಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಓವರ್ ದಿ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಕುಡ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ದ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು, ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಏನ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಬೆಂಗಾಳ ಮೇಲೆ, ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ದೇ ಗೇನ್, ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ದೇ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದೇರ್ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ? ಥ್ರೂ ಗೇನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್. ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ, ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿವಾನಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಓವರ್ ದಿ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್. ಬೈ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ದೇ ಗೇನ್ ಮನಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಮನಿ ವಿಚ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಟು purchase of goods for export to England from India, and next, soon it was clear that the Bengal was facing a deep crisis. It was clear that the Bengal was facing deep crisis, which means adagettu paristhiti, deep crisis. Okay, artisans here also there is a corona time. Indian economy and Karnataka economy, it was demolished due to the corona crisis. Okay, like this, the Bengal was facing deep crisis because the British company, East India Company, they looted enormous resources from Bengal and export to England. Artisans were deserting in villages. Artisans deserting in villages since they were being forced to sell their goods to the company at low prices. It was loss for the local artisans. Artisans were deserting in villages. Why were being villages deserted? Because they were being forced to sell their goods to the company at low prices. Ilirtakanta villages ilirtakanta ella, this is one of the market. Here the artisans had to sell their products in this market to the company lowest prices. That's why deserting which means ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಡ್ರೈ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವರ್ ಡ್ರೈನ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಸನ್ಸ್. ವೈ ವರ್ villages drained by artisans? Because artisans were being forced to sell their goods to the company at low prices. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬೆಲೆಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, it was enormous loss to the local rulers, to the local artisans. Whatever it, plumber, if they were a plumber, they were a goldsmith, they were whoever, okay, peasants were unable to pay the dues that were being demanded from them. Peasants ಆಗಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. Peasants which means farmer. What is the difference between peasants and farmers? Just you correct it, that is not peasants is also like farmers, but he does not have any land. He is not having any land ownership. He has to work another land. They are called as peasants. But farmers, he has to work the land, but he is owning the land. Andre avanu he has owning the land. He is having the owner of land. Farmers. Here peasants were unable to pay the dues that were being demanded from them, from East India Company. Andre unable to pay. Yake? It was Bengal was facing deep crisis. Why unable to pay? Because the Bengal was being deep crisis. Artisans production was in decline. Artisan production was in finished. Andre avella halagodu. And agriculture cultivation showed signs of collapse. Agriculture cultivation ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, signs of collapse. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಶವಾಗುವ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಚಿಹ್ನೆಗಳು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವು. Then in 1778, terrible famine, which means Bhayanaka Kshama. Terrible famine killed 10 million people in Bengal. 10 million people, 1778. Okay. Why did 10 million people kill in Bengal? Due to the terrible famine. Means drought. It was a drought occurred over the Bengal in 1778. 10 million people killed. About 1/3 of the population was wiped out. 1/3 of the population was wiped out. Nashavagi hodru. Okay. And next, the need to improve agriculture. The need to improve agriculture. If the economy was in ruins, could the company be certain its revenue income? Andre economic crisis was ruins. Economy was being gone to ruins. Andre adu finish agak hodre economy. Could the company be certain its revenue income? Certain. Andre avariಗೆ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು some certain ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆ ಬಂತು, ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ began to feel that investment in land had to be encouraged and agriculture had to be improved. The company officials, if we would not investment over the agriculture, we will definitely demolish it, finish it, and came to England ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಭಾವನೆ ಬಂತು. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್, we have to invest in the land had to be encouraged. ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದು ಹೇಳಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಭಾವನೆ ಬಂತು. ಹೌ ವಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡನ್? ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 2 decades ಆಫ್ ಡಿಬೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್. How was this to be done? After 2 decades, after 1764, next 1773. How was this to be done? After 2 decades, for the first time, 1764, 1764, after the Battle of Buxa, 1784, 1793, the first Jamindari system, land, British implemented. The East India Company had to pay 4 lakh pound to the British Empire. ಅಷ್ಟು ಪೇನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. How did they collect all this revenue? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? Due to by implementation of land revenue policy. By implementation of land revenue policy, there were 3 land revenue policy were implemented by East India Company. The first one is permanent Jamindari system or permanent settlement system. Second one is Raitavari system. Third one is Mahalwari system. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is permanent Jamindari system. The company finally introduced permanent settlement in 1783. In this permanent Jamindar system, when was permanent Jamindar system implemented? Brought to implement in 1793. This date, it is very important date. When was permanent Jamindar system implemented? 1793. Who implemented this system? Look at here, Lord Cornwallis. It was implemented by Lord Cornwallis. By the terms of this settlement, the Rajas and Talukdars, they were called as Rajas. Jamindars were called as, look at here, look at carefully, explain the permanent Jamindar system. They may ask this question. Which question? Explain the permanent Jamindar system. The concept which refers Jamindari system. Jamindar had improved by this system. Jamindar had been improved by this system. Idrinda Jamindar, it was the advantages which more given to Jamindar. By the term, what is Jamindars? The Rajas and the Talukdar were recognized as Jamindars. One more question. Who were recognized as zamindars? The first one is Rajas. The first one is Rajas who was recognized as zamindars, and Talukdars who were recognized as zamindars. One more question. Who were recognized as zamindars? First one is Rajas and Talukdars. They were recognized as zamindars. They were asked to collect rent from the peasants. They were asked to collect rent from who are zamindars. Listen carefully, look at the board. Zamindars, which means Rajas and Talukdars, were recognized as zamindars. They were asked to collect rent from peasants and pay to the British government or East India Company. This is the system of zamindar system. What is the zamindar system? The zamindars were asked to collect rent from land rent. The British East India Company, it gave land to the zamindars. He was the owner of land. He was recognized as owner of the land. He had to collect the land tax from peasants. Peasants ಇಂದ collect ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ಓಕೆನಾ? Rajas and Talukdars were recognized as zamindars. They were asked to collect rent from the peasants and revenue to the company. He was the mediator between the British government and the peasants. Who was the mediator? Zamindars was the mediator. Zamindars were the mediator between the British government and the peasants. Okay. And next, the amount to be paid was fixed. It was fixed. ನೀನು ಎಷ್ಟಾರ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಪ್ಪ. Okay, 1 year 1794, whatever it, one ಜಮೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ 100 rupees. That is permanently 30 years ತನಕ. Until 30 years, it was permanently. The amount to be fixed was fixed permanently. That is, it was not to be increased over in future. Whatever it, excess of amount, it was used by zamindars, collected by peasants. Peasants in the ಏನು excess amount collect ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಏನು land tax ಅನ್ನ collect ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ, over the years, the zamindars benefited from this system. ಯಾಕೆ? excess amount ಅನ್ನ collect ಮಾಡಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಎಷ್ಟು? 1 acre land. Example, 1 acre land, he had to pay 100 rupees to the East India Company. For example, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Zamindars had to pay 100 rupees on the 1 acre land to the East India Company. But Zamindars, ಇವನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ, he was paid 120 rupees from the peasants in the 120 rupees ಅನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಂತ. remaining 20 rupees was the excess money. It was being kept with zamindars. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಇತ್ತು? ಜಮೀನ್ದಾರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. This system, which system? Permanent settlement system. It was beneficiary to the zamindars, not the peasants. It was beneficiary to the British government and zamindar, not the peasant. Peasants were exploited by zamindars. Due to the drought or famine, whatever it, and next flood, ಏನೇ ಬಂದ್ರು ಕೂಡ they loses their crops. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ crops loss ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. In this situation, zamindars did not lose any paid tax. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆನಾ? That's why this system was benefited to the British government and the zamindars, but peasants were exploited this situation. The amount to be paid was fixed permanently. That is, it was not to be increased ever in future. Okay. And next to, it was felt that this would ensure a regular pay revenue. It was felt that East India Company was felt that this would, zamindar system would a regular pay revenue into the company's Kafirs, which means treasury, company's treasury, it was fulfilled by Jamindar system. Why? Because whatever happened, ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಗಲಿ, if there is a famine, if there is a famine and next drought, flood, ಏನೇ ಆಗಲಿ, regular pay into the company coffers, and at the same time encourage Jamindar to invest in improving the land. East India Company encourage Jamindars, you have to invest on the land, improving the land, for improving the land ಅನ್ನು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಜಮೀನ್ದಾರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ದಿಸ್ system would benefit to the British government and Jamindars, not for the peasants. And next, since the revenue demand of the state would not be increased, the Jamindars would benefit from increased production from the land. As I told that, since the revenue demand of the state would not be increased. Revenue demand of the state would not be increased. The British government, their revenue would not be increased. It was fixed by the East India Company. According to permanent Jamindar system, the revenue was fixed. It was not changed over the years. Andre munde ene change agala. The revenue demand of the state would not be increased. The Jamindars would benefit from increased production from the land. Increased. Peasants, they increased their land production. Production anna adra mele tax anna. Andre the land tax fixed was production of the land. Okay na? This would benefited for Jamindars as well as British government. The Jamindars would benefit from increased production from the land. Okay na? The revenue demand of the state would not be increased. Increase agidrinda excess amount that would be kept with Jamindars. Jamindars became a land owner. Jamindars who exploited the peasants in order to collect of taxes by the peasants. Okay. And next, what we have discussed, the ruling in the countryside. In the countryside, over the countryside, what were the policies were implemented by British? One among them, such as the first one is permanent Jamindar system. What is permanent Jamindar system? The Rajas, Talakdars were recognized as Jamindars. He was the mediator between the peasants and the British government. Okay na? And next, the East India Company were asked to collect rent from the Jamindars were asked to collect rent from the peasants and pay revenue to the company. The amount to paid was fixed permanently. That is, it was not to be increased ever in future. The fixation of amount, this would ensure a regular pay revenue into the company's coffers. At the same time, encourage Jamindars to invest in improving the land. Like this, the agriculture has been improved by these several implementation, such as one among them Jamindar system. Since the revenue demand of the state would not be increased, revenue, it was fixed. The Jamindars would benefit from increased from production from the land. Okay, this is the ruling in the countryside, the first permanent Jamindar system. Next, let us discuss about the another Jamindari system. Thank you.